Okay, let's rock and roll. Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome back to Conscious Leaders in Business. This is Hannah Cremona speaking, your host and founder of Conscious Leaders in Business. This club is all about bringing experts like yourselves together in a room. My intention is to really have experts from different fields, from different areas of expertise, from different industries, really to come together and share their insights, connect with one another, network. Like, I really encourage that. If there's anyone else in the room, look at who else is in the room. Look up, look down, look left, look right. Check out their profile, see what they do. Maybe that next person with their face next to you is exactly what you're looking for, has exactly what you're looking for right now, right? So this place is really also to come together to share value, to add insight, and to inspire, activate, motivate, empower each other along the journey of conscious leadership, of entrepreneurship, of business. Okay, so this is a place where you can really network and connect with one another, learn, share, collect insights from each other, and also a place to be. A place to just be. We are asked to wear so many masks, so many hats, so many roles. And this is really where we get to unmask ourselves. We get to peel off the layers. We get to look underneath the bonnet, right? And have more in-depth conversations together. So this is my intention for moving forward for this club, and why I'm creating these rooms every week. So if you're watching on, if you're listening on replay, or if you're watching, if you're listening somewhere else outside of Clubhouse, I encourage you to come in. This is the time where we're being very intentional with how we're spending our time and where we're spending our energy. So I want you to really, if you're going to listen, I encourage you to join the conversation. If you're going to spend the time to listen anyway, come and join the conversation. Come and be seen. Come and be heard. A lot of us who are in business, especially who are in the coaching, consulting business, we speak about, because people are, I don't know where my clients are, and where do I find my clients? Well, can they find you? Where are you? Where are you being seen? So today's topic is really about goal setting and intention setting. It's the beginning of the year. Today is the 6th of January. Happy full moon, everyone, and the epiphany and everything else that happens today on this day. We are in a space of, perhaps you're feeling pressured. Maybe you're feeling pressured to have that full-on action-taking energy, or maybe you're feeling pressured or feeling upset about the fact that you didn't reach the goals that you set out last year, or maybe you're feeling disappointed with how things turned out and you're not quite sure how you're going to move forward. Well, whatever situation you're in, whatever circumstances, whatever happened yesterday, whatever happened last year, today is always a new day. Today is always a fresh day, and we can look forward. Now, the thing with goal setting is easy. I set goals all the time. If you're anything like me, you're always setting goals. Now, the question is, setting goals is the easy part. So then why is it so difficult to achieve them? So why is it that only a few people really get to succeed in certain areas of life and business? Just want to pause there. I want you to reflect on recent years. Maybe just take the last year. How have you showed up for those goals that you've set? How consistent were you implementing the work, the things, the actions that you said you would implement in order to reach those goals? Because here's the thing. Now, goal setting is easy, And we start the year all hyped up and all pumped up, and maybe you'll have another go at it 3 months down the line, and you're going to self-motivate again, and you're going to pump up with enthusiasm, and you're going to try and start again. And every time this is not being sustained and maintained. Why? What was your energy like? And even if you were taking action, how were you taking action? From what space and intention? From what mindset? It's not a matter of looking back, and I don't want you to feel miserable or judge yourself or carry any shame and guilt. This is really just to look at it very objectively, very like just stand away, like where you completely detach yourself and look at it like you're an outsider auditing your own business or your own life. What are the things that you could have done better? And now, what was the impact of that? Had you done things differently? I don't want you to get stuck in oh, I should have, I would have, or whatever. So what we want to do is bring out the lessons. We want to extract the lessons. We want to extract the lessons that we want to carry forward. If you were here last week in the room, I'm sorry, we forgot to hit replay, but I did record bits and bobs from it when I remembered. I'm just checking if replays are on again. We want to extract the lessons, and we want to identify the things that really don't serve us. And that's not only the people, the places, the actions, right? That's not only, we tend to look at other things. We tend to look at the platforms that we're using in our business. We tend to look at the people who are around us. We tend to look at all of these other things. What we fail to see is what behavior, what attitude, what way of working does no longer serves me. What behaviors, what patterns no longer serve me moving forward to what I want to achieve. So this is really why we look back as though auditing our life. And I don't want you to get emotionally engaged and involved, and like we don't want to interact with any of that. Just point blank, what worked, what didn't, and why. This is where we really look at it with self responsibility and honesty, like taking radical responsibility and honesty in our own actions, in the way we show up. So this is the thing, when motivation is built up, it's great to get you going. It's great to initiate, right? We need that motivation, that kickstarter to kickstart the action taking. But eventually motivation dies down. And this is where we need to exercise willpower. This is where we need to exercise our willpower, because the willpower is what's going to get you through the challenging times. Willpower is what's going to get you through the times when you just don't feel like it. Willpower is what's going to get you through any other challenge that's happening in your life. But you stay focused on what you are creating. There are going to be challenges. Life is going to happen. Everything's constantly changing. Things are constantly happening in our lives. So what do? Every time something happens, we let go of our dreams, we let go of the business, we let go of all of that stuff. Then this is where you need to decide, am I running a business or am I running a hobby? It doesn't mean that you do not see to and you do not tend to your health or your family matters or whatever it is that needs to be tended to. I'm not saying that at all. But this comes back to intentionality, the power of intention. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I building this business? Many people come to me who are solo entrepreneurs. They don't have the team. And so this can be having a team is also very demanding, but also being a solo entrepreneur can be demanding in itself, right? Because there are a lot of tasks and skills and actions that we're taking, and we're building and building and building and building. from content creation to selling, the marketing, the back end, the admin, the accounting, the actual delivery, right? So it's like the actual delivery of our work. For those of you who are coaches and consultants, like probably that's the easy part, right? But there's all of this other stuff that we need to do to get into the business, or pay people to do it, or build a team, right? So again, why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? This is really, really, really key. Because when those challenging times appear, it's, for me, always about coming back to, why am I doing what I'm doing? What is the bigger picture? What is the bigger picture mission? What is it that I'm trying to create, and why? And for me, it comes back to empowering other people. For me, it comes back to, I don't want to see people living in misery. I want to see people living in purpose, because I believe that when we are living contently and in purpose, when we are fulfilled, there's a ripple effect that happens. And this is where we can start seeing real change in our families, in our household, in our extended families, in our communities, through our businesses, through the people we touch, through the people we heal, through the people we empower, their families, their societies, their communities. And it goes on and on and on. And this is the impact that we're talking about, that is going to be felt for generations. We are changing the history. We are changing the trajectory. We are changing the story for many people. And this is why I want to create this space. This is why I want to hear from you. This is why I want and I desire to have more of these conversations together. And this is really the beauty of the work. This is really the beauty of the work. And so there are going to be times where you don't feel like doing what you want to do, right? Let's take an easy example. I mean, let's talk about workout. There are people who love working out. I particularly don't. I don't, and that's why you probably never see me at the gym. But I do know that I need to move my body. I do feel better when when my muscles are stronger. Like that, I know all of these things. And yet, when I look back at last year, when I had set the goal of being more frequent with movement and with exercise, what happened? Why didn't I stay consistent? Right? Because I didn't feel like it. But this is the thing. When we get to do things when we don't feel like it, this is when we're building that willpower muscle. The willpower muscle is building and strengthening when we're doing the actions that we don't feel like doing. We know that we're supposed to do them. We know that we know that things are going to move forward. We know everything, but still we don't take action. And this is where I want you to really ask yourself, why am I not taking action? Be it a fitness goal, be it a business goal. And here's the thing. We can set all of these big goals, but do you have a plan in place to implement? Because we can talk about taking action, but what action are you taking? What actions are you taking? And so what I've found is really having this big picture vision, really tuning into what is it that I want to create in the long term? Why am I doing what I'm doing? This big legacy sort of mission. When I die, when I pass on, what do I want people to remember me for? What do I want people to remember? How do I want people to remember me? How I made them feel, what I did, what I said. What is it specifically? And from there, start extracting, okay, this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. These are the things that are really dear to me. How am I going to get there? How am I going to achieve? Perhaps it's to invest in water projects where needed in the world, or perhaps it's to sponsor children's education in very poor countries where they don't have access to quality education, or maybe it's to provide further education opportunities for children who would normally, or for teens who would then normally enter the labor market, or be at risk of slavery, or be at risk of prostitution, or be at risk of sex trafficking. Or maybe it's to create a whole ecosystem, ecological project, I don't know. Whatever it is that drives you, it doesn't need to be this big philanthropic thing. These are my sort of projects that I have in mind. Some of them are things that I've already started working on. But like, what are those big things that you want to do? Like, what does money mean to you? What does success mean to you? How are you going to bring this down into actual achievable, measurable goals? And from here, we start to break down, okay, how am I serving people? How am I empowering others? How am I contributing to this bigger picture mission? And then from there, we start creating a plan. What are the skills and strengths that I have? Who is it that I want to serve? What are the actions that I need to take right now to help me achieve those goals? And this is where we move. And this is how we move. And every week we look at these goals, we look at these actions that we're taking. Yes, we get to refine them. Yes, we get to work on them. But ultimately, the vision stays the same. We get to tweak and refine the strategy, but the vision remains the same. And that is the power of intention. That is how we start to take aligned actions in our business. When everything feels chaotic, when everything feels like it's not working, when everything feels like, what the fuck am I doing? kind of feeling, you come back to that. That is your structure. That is the masculine sort of holding you in that space to then create and go and do and go and exercise. But it's coming back to that bigger mission. It's coming back to that thing that is bigger than yourself. It's coming back to that bigger thing that is louder and bigger than the nonsense that goes on in your head, that the bullshit that comes up, the excuses that come in the way. Like, coming back to that bigger thing is what keeps my willpower at play. It's what keeps my consistency levels up. It's what continues to build the momentum in achieving the success and the goals that you want to create. So that was me for today. I invite you to have these conversations with me. This is not about me. Conscious Leaders in Business is not about me. It's not about Hannah. It's not about why I'm here and what I'm doing. It's about having the conversations. It's about sharing. This is providing a platform. This is providing a platform for each and every one of us who are leaders, who are in business, who are here to empower others, who are here to serve, who are here to add value. This is a space to connect, co-create, and collaborate. This is beyond us. This is bigger than you and me. This is bigger than you and me getting the visibility and getting a client. Because when we start to have these conversations together, outside of the closed rooms, outside of the masterminds, because this was it for me. Like, this is why I created the space. There's so much depth. Yes, of course, that's why we pay for masterminds. Yes, of course, that's why we get into these sort of containers. But is it? Is it only that? Like, is it only? Can we bring these conversations more out into the open? Because for me, when I ask myself, how can I serve more with more impact? How can I serve better moving forward? This idea came up of the club, Conscious Leaders in Business, having these conversations. But this is not my space to claim. This is our space to co-create. And when we co-create and when we bring this level of expertise together, when we bring all the insights together, that is creating value for others. That is what's going to inspire, motivate, activate, empower others on their journey. We get to bounce off various ideas. We get to bounce off various themes. We get to bounce off each other. We get to be a soundboard for one another. We get to access each and every one of our zones of genius and natural gifts and strengths that sometimes only come out in these kind of interactions. It's unplanned, it's unrehearsed, it's unscripted, it's really peeling back the layers and just coming to have conversation with a higher intention that is bigger than us. And I am going to leave you with that today. Thank you for listening. This is Hannah Cremona speaking. I'm done speaking for Conscious Leaders in Business. See you next week. Okay, let's rock and roll. Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to Conscious Leaders in Business. This is Hannah Cremona speaking, your host and founder of Conscious Leaders in Business. This club is all about bringing experts like yourselves together in a room. My intention is to really have experts from different fields, from different areas of expertise, from different industries, really to come together